Thank you for watching this episode 6, Vision, Mission, and Goals Impact on Evaluations. With a clear vision statement of destination, a mission statement defining paths toward the long-term goal, and SMART goals, the planning and execution of calendaring, budgeting, recruiting, training, and events flow in a single specific line. With everything pointing in the same direction, the ultimate piece of good and effective servant leadership in ministry and church is consistently and correctly evaluating. I know, evaluations are scary for unexperienced leaders because it feels like judging. Even experienced leaders mistakenly do evaluations subjectively, more feelings and fewer facts, more concerned about others' feelings and public reception instead of evaluating toward improvement. It's all about helping. It's all about lifting up. It's all about, discipleship. Excellent evaluations of ministries, activities, and performance are objective, comparing results and performance with the SMART goals. Remember SMART, the acronym SMART, specific in action, accomplishment, measurable data, achievable with resources, aligns with broader goals, mission, and vision, and has a specific time frame for completion. Evaluation is, by definition, to examine and judge the merits and effectiveness based on the goals, vision, and mission. It is not vague or subjective or personal or prejudice. It carefully compares expectation of activities and results with the stated goals. And the goal of evaluation is never to hurt or demean or pressure or push on or any personal agenda, but it's to improve effectively achieving the stated goals. It's to meet the goals. That's the purpose. Excellent and effective evaluations follow 5 steps which may be repeated, they may be circular, or a single pass through the steps. It kind of depends on what you're dealing with. Sometimes evaluations is a straight step-by-step process. Sometimes it's not. The basic 5 steps are reviewing the goals, second, gathering data, third, analyzing results, fourth, investigating, and then fifth, sharing. Review, gather, analyze, investigate, share. Let's look at each one of these. Review. Start with the SMART goals as they relate to the event or activity or ministry. Remember all the scheduling, budgeting, recruiting activities are to be goal-oriented and specific. Goal-oriented and specific. So connect the activity, the event, or ministry or volunteer to that specific goal. This link between the evaluation and the goal is the first step, and it's important. 2, gather. Gather information about the performance and results of the event or activity or ministry or the volunteer. This step requires discernment and planning. Yeah, this is an area with some creativity, personal preference here. For events and activities, it is helpful to have printed out survey sheets with follow-up correspondence by email, text, instant message, and conversations. The more data and facts about the performance, quality, and numbers success and shortcomings, strengths and weaknesses, the clearer and more empowering the evaluation will be. Now I know there are many ways to gather information, and it is most prudent to gather from multiple sources along multiple means. So, survey sheets, specific emails asking questions, targeted interrogating conversations to get information, diversity and quantity does aid the quality, but don't sacrifice quality information for bulk. It does. It demands careful discernment, discretion, prayer, and guidance to gather quality information. Number 3, analyze. With the quality data in hand and an obvious goal as the target, the next step is weighing and measuring through analysis. This takes practice. You want to compare and analyze the results with the SMART goals. You want to compare and analyze the results with the stated SMART goal. So using the gathered information, compare expectations with results. That's what you want to do in analyzing. You want to compare expectations with results. So study the data and the facts. Read, categorize, interpret the facts and data like action to accomplishment. Achievable, number-specific statements in the goal. Effective resource use, time, money, volunteers, the venue, marketing, communication, etc. Was all of that stuff done effectively? How about timeliness? And then correctly flow toward the broader mission statement and vision statement. Did it achieve all that? Measurable examination and consideration are the highest result of analysis. Let me say that again. Measurable examination and consideration are the highest result of analysis. This may be difficult, but necessary. Every servant leader struggles with this, but they get better and better with practice. Pray through the entire process. Ask for divine guidance and strength and insight. And God will step in the midst of this and help. When everything is said and done about this analysis, my friends, save this information for the repeated event or continued development of a volunteer or growth of the ministry. You can come back to this data from the past over and over again. It's that useful. Number 4, investigate. Why the success or failure? How to achieve greater results. Investigate what contributed to the achieving of the goals or what contributed to falling short of the goals, good or bad. Examine the entire process from goal setting, calendaring, budgeting, recruiting, training, and onward, looking for areas of adjustment to improve. Investigating is the hardest and most difficult step. Here's where things go messy and often mistakes are made. Therefore, pray before, during, and after. Pray, my friends. Be careful. Be thoughtful and thorough. Double check any assumptions you're making. Eliminating subjective feelings and enhancing facts and data. This is not about a personal agenda, but about achieving the SMART goals along the mission statement to arrive at the vision statement. As servant leaders, we can do this in the power of the Holy Spirit with understanding, insight, and truth. Let's investigate. We'll get better at this the more we do it. And again, for the future, save this information for the repeated event, continued development of a volunteer or growth in the ministry, because this builds, you can build a database of information, as it were. Fifth and last, share. Share the findings of the evaluation with the appropriate person, people, committee, or team, and make the adjustments for future success. This is not a time to be a gossip. And when in doubt, share with fewer people rather than more. Fewer people rather than more. Minimize the audience to those who can actually impact it. Minimize the audience to those who can adjust and improve to achieve the goal more effectively. Less audience is better than more. The method of sharing, whether a private conversation or email versus a group meeting, really depends on the topic and people. So it requires prayer and discernment. This absolutely requires discernment and should be bathed in prayer before, during, and after, my friends. It may be a single pass, a single process of going through the 5 steps, or repeating a few specific steps, like analysis and investigate, gather, analysis and investigate, or circulating through all 5 until there is clarity and direction. But hopefully, as a blueprint and guide, and that's all it is. You may adjust it, you may add, you may take away. The 5 steps will empower every single servant leader to elevate their ministry by reviewing the goals, gathering data, analyzing the results, investigating, and sharing with thoughtful kindness, love, understanding, forgiveness, and unity in prayer and fellowship and accountability. We can do this with the correct godly motivation, attitude, and actions, my friends. We absolutely can. Evaluations are important to a servant leader and a ministry for multiple reasons. Let's look at impact of excellent evaluations. Evaluations add clarity of purpose, empower volunteers with purpose-driven training and goals. It measures success for celebrations. It measures weaknesses for course corrections. It ensures the messiness of ministry stays on target. You know what I'm talking about. Purposeful, intentional, and successful. Evaluations create a culture of rational purpose. Clear purpose removes confusion and diminishes chaos. Boy, we need that everywhere. It supports volunteers so that they know why they are doing what they do, and they can witness objective results. With results, volunteers and leaders can be celebrated. Celebration fuels encouragement, motivation, and greater selflessness and sacrifice. Evaluations done correctly supports unity and fertilizes adding new volunteers. People want to serve when they can see the results and celebrate the success. The group culture or positive more proactive, and more supportive through excellent evaluations connected to SMART goals, mission statement, and vision statement. Yes, yes, yes. It impacts the leader also. An excellent servant leadership continually evaluates self, service, and successes. Therefore, it is extremely important to have a mentor servant leader who will hold you accountable and evaluate your service to achieve the SMART goals, vision, and mission. This helps us with the log in your own eye before the speck in someone else's eye. So we need a mentor who evaluates us. Also, it is extremely important to continually evaluate the service and ministry you handle. Each servant leader needs to continually evaluate their service and their ministry. The volunteers, the program, the plan, the budgeting, the calendaring, and on and on and on. We must constantly evaluate what we do for God's kingdom and God's righteousness. Why? Because our holy God deserves the very best. Top shelf, excellent effort, without blemish or winging it or half effort. God deserves our very best. And evaluation aids that. The process is essential, valuable, and vital. It is worth the time and effort to do correctly and consistently. And when we do, my friends, the process will pay many dividends through prayer, unity, and discernment. Well, we can do it. Let us not just be listeners. You know what I'm talking about. In at one ear and out the other. But be contemplating the principles and ideas of evaluation toward integration and application. If we don't put this into practice, we're just wasting our time. Take a moment and reflect on these questions. What are some obstacles to data-based evaluations in your ministry? What's the walls we have to overcome? Why do some leaders struggle with evaluations? Why? Third, what are the differences between evaluating a whole ministry or an event, an activity, or a single volunteer? How are those three things different in the evaluation process? Lots to contemplate, lots to reflect on. Evaluations. Although it is not a favorite task of most, servant leadership requires continual and careful evaluation. With practice, we can do evaluations excellently, and that's really the goal. Excellent evaluations. We can evaluate ministries, activities, and volunteers objectively, comparing results and performances with the SMART goals. S-M-A-R-T goals. The benefits are worth the struggle. So let's get busy with prayer and discernment in love for God's glory, my friends. We can do it.